Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today, as I'm sure the title says, obviously I haven't made the title yet, but I have a general idea of what it's going to be. We have a very stupid, very dumb situation to talk about today. It is involving some drama, and it's involving some controversy, and I know that, hey, you guys love all that stuff. I've said this in videos before that I like drama, you guys like drama. Some of my best performing videos are drama, and yeah, drama can be stupid, drama can be dumb, and this definitely is that, but I think it makes for interesting content. I know that I like knowing what's going on. I'm sure you guys do as well. So today what we're talking about involves Kcorp. This is obviously, the French esports organization, the French League of Legends team that Reckless is a part of this season, and they have a massive fan base. They were huge before Reckless, but Reckless has absolutely taken them to a new level in terms of, hype, fanfare, and people knowing and also caring about how they're doing. A lot of LEC fans care about what Kcorp's doing, care about what Reckless is doing, and want to stay up to date with them and all that. And this is where, things kind of start to go bad, and we know as fan bases grow and get big, you get more weird fans and crazy fans and toxic fans. We see it with TSM, we see it with Fnatic, we see it with G2. So I'm not surprised, and I'm not trying to speak for all the Kcorp fans or anything like that. From my experiences have been very positive and very awesome with a ton of Kcorp fans. I bought a Kcorp jersey. It's on its way. I'm happy to rep the organization and try and represent that fan base. But what went on this past week was a little bit cringe. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that a ton. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. I would appreciate that a ton as well. Help us run those numbers up. But hey, if you don't, whatever. I'll catch you right back here tomorrow. You'll have another chance to click the button. With that being said, let's get right into this. So there's actually a couple different pieces to this drama, but one piece of this drama surrounds lore. I guess interviewer, analyst, content creator, whatever, personality for the LEC. I don't really know exactly how to describe her. She kind of does everything for the LEC. She's French. She is a Kcorp fan. She interacts with Kcorp and stuff all the time on Twitter, all that stuff. She wanted to do a Ready check, and she actually tweeted out, I think it was here, she said, hey, I'm writing a recce check for Ready check later today, trying to get people hyping it up that it's going to be about Reckless. Maybe it's going to be about Kcorp, whatever. She thought people would be excited. She thought people would love that. That's going to be so cool for the LFL, for Reckless, for Kcorp to be featured on the LEC broadcast, before some big games, before, some big viewership. That should be great for the LFL and Kcorp. And things didn't go super great. It wasn't very well received. So first I want to just play the segment just to give you guys an idea. I don't know if you guys all saw this Ready Check segment or whatever, but I want to play this segment for you just so you guys can understand what she said, what the tone was, how good, how bad, whatever, what the things she was saying were. So let's play it real quick. I think it's like 2 minutes long.
Biggest news we had during the off-season in France. And with Kcorp being the unstoppable force they were last year, the expectations were high both for the fans but also for the teams who now had even more fuel and extra motivation to take them down and fight. At the beginning of the year, I got the opportunity to interview Reckless about his new journey, and he clearly expressed that joining this team inspired him to come back stronger, as it gave him vibes from his early days with Fnatic, which he had been missing for so long. Now, Casey and Reckless started out the year with a W, taking down summer champions Misfits Premier in the opening match of the LFL, and with this convincing win, we thought that all lights were blue for Kcorp in 2022, but things got a bit more complicated after that. Following week 3, Casey is now 8th team in the standings with a 2-4 record and a 3-game losing streak. With Targa joining G2 and BDS for Kcorp, Casey had to rebuild around younger players with the likes of Centrez and Antera, and this mix of players is kind of struggling to find an identity, which is what we can see through their games right now. Casey have good early games, but they have a hard time translating it into mid-game pressure and well-rounded team fights, which is a symptom of new teams learning how to play together. But we can only assume that experienced players like Cabo, Sakan, and especially Reckless himself will find a way to click together and climb up the standings in the most stacked IRL right now. When we look at Reckless in particular, he is still the stable player we knew from the LEC, and with a better synergy and more time with the rest of the squad, we can certainly give him and the ability to be the difference maker we expect him to be with Kcorp and in the LFL. Now,
so I thought some of those stats were interesting also, while we are checking in here. You can see Reckless doesn't have great kills plus assists at 14 minutes. He's 9th in the league out of 10 teams. Decent CSD, especially for the lack of jungle proximity he's getting. He's one of the lowest jungle proximity 80 carries in the league. He's down gold at 14 minutes. He's down CSD, he's close to, he's up in CSD, but it's pretty middle of the pack. But yeah, not getting much done in the early game. Kind of what you expect from Reckless. He's not getting a ton of jungle attention, not a ton of resources. But last time I checked in with him, he still had a crazy KDA and crazy damage per minute. So it really seems like, the same old Reckless, in case anyone was wondering.
The real question is, should we be worried for Reckless and the Blue Wall? Fans remain hopeful and players as well. And next week, they will play offline in Nice and they will have an important challenge versus Vitality B, one of the strongest teams we have right now in the LFL. This is the moment to turn things around and start making a comeback in LFL Spring 2022. Later tonight, Reckless's former team in the LEC and long-standing rivals Fnatic and G2 Esports will clash in our LG Ultra Gear Match of the Week.
And that was all she said. That honestly, to me, hey, I didn't really see anything wrong with that. Yes, she talks about the fact that Kcorp is 2-4. Yes, she talks about, I think they're on a 3-match losing streak. Yes, she talks about how they're struggling, struggling to convert into the mid game, yada, yada, yada. She is pointing out some of their flaws and faults and all that stuff. But so what? What is so bad about that? I can't really understand why Kcorp fans would be mad about this. Yet, Lore had to take to Twitter and she deleted this tweet. So, I saw the tweet at the time. I wish I would have screenshotted it, but I don't have it up. But she tweeted something about, the harassment and stuff that she's getting from Kcorp fans and stuff. Super, super weird, super, super crazy. But now she said, hey, I deleted it. It's useless. But realize that the harassment you're criticizing is exactly what you're doing to me. Have a nice day if not. And I don't know. I guess, some Kcorp fans are claiming that they're being harassed or they're being criticized too much or overly or whatever. And then, why is our losing streak and why is us struggling being brought up on the LEC broadcast, yada, yada, yada. And I think that's so, so weird and such a bad look for Kcorp fans. Now, again, it was not all Kcorp fans. There was a ton of people that reached out to Laura and, defended her and were like, hey, this is fine. We don't get it. It's weird, whatever. And she had a positive spin on it. She talked about, hey, are they going to be able to turn things around? Hey, this is the perfect time to kind of turn things around and get going. Again, it was a great spotlight for Reckless, who LEC fans care about and want to hear about and want to see. It was a great spotlight for Kcorp. Yeah, it wasn't shining a great light on them, but, it's still telling about what's going on. That's still getting more eyeballs on them. It's still, talking about the team, talking about the brand. And if they want to make it to the LEC next year, that's what they need. They need more exposure. They need people to know about them. They need people to care about them. They need people to want them in the league. So I thought this was just a major, major L for Kcorp fans. And again, I know Kcorp fans are great. They're so enthusiastic. They're so into it or whatever. But it's not Lore's fault that your team's 2-4. It's not Lore's fault that your team is on a 3-game lose streak. And yes, you can say, oh, we're a new roster. We need time to gel or whatever. Most teams in the world right now are new rosters. Most people need time to gel right now. Your team is just underperforming. Your team is not playing well. That doesn't mean they can't play better in the future. I'm rooting for them to play better in the future. Laura is. A ton of LEC fans are. And she was just trying to highlight that. And again, people, really came out and were harassing her, criticizing her. Super, super weird. And it didn't stop here. We also had this situation with Fosty. This guy is the social media manager for Excel. Really, really popular guy on Twitter. He has 20,000 followers. He's all over social media. He's done social media for Ninjas in Pajamas. He did social media for another team in the LEC. Also, I believe, I can't remember who, but he's kind of been bouncing around all over the place. Pretty funny guy. He did say, I would like to apologize to Kcorp fans, Kcorp, their fans, their players, especially Reckless for my comments on my XL Twitch account. My comments were meant to be jokes and typical Twitch spam. My intention was never to offend anyone, and I apologize for insulting you all. He said, Kcorp as the whole was insanely supportive to me since day one. It was terrible for me to make jokes about their recent fall and success. I don't know what to say. I am sorry, and I never expected this to look and end up this way. In the future, I'll be more careful with what I say, and I'll pay attention to what I say and be more professional in my approach in Twitch. I'm sorry and hope you find a place in your heart to forgive the mistake I made. So, what is he talking about? What happened here? This is what happened. Again, Fossey is the social media guy for Excel, so he has access to all their accounts, Twitter, Twitch, all this stuff. And here's what he was saying, I think, in the LEC chat. He was saying reckless and elo hell. I don't know if this was LFL chat or LEC chat or whatever, but he was on the Excel Esports account saying reckless and elo hell Keck W. He was saying Reki incident with the troll face. He said reckless with the troll face. And he said 8th Keck W, which, okay, I get it. For your professional esports organization Twitch account to be saying that stuff, probably not the best look. And should he apologize for some of that stuff just to be in good graces with Excel and, not get fired or canceled or whatever? Sure. Should he probably not say that stuff on that account? It's not the best look for Excel. I get it. Especially for an LEC organization to be punching down at LFL teams, LFL players. That's not a great look. If you want to meme on LEC teams, LEC players, go for it. You should never punch down. I'm not a big fan of that. I think that's kind of weird. But as far as him having to apologize, for saying, for people he insulted or offended or anything like that, that is taking it a step too far. That was just absolutely, Twitch chat banter, talking about reckless incident and troll and, 8th. Again, that's not insulting. That's just, you are 8th place, Keck W. He's just reading the standings. I don't know. Again, this is just another instance of Kcorp fans being a little overly sensitive, being a little weird, being a little cringe, and needing to just relax. This is just, an esport at the end of the day. It's just a video game. And again, it's not Fosty's fault. It's not Lore's fault. It's not my fault that your team is sucking right now. That your team's having a slow start to the season. And again, Fosty is definitely rooting for Kcorp. He definitely wants them to win and do good. Lore definitely wants them to win and do good. I definitely want them to win and do good. But if you're going to be cringe and try and roast people and make people feel bad and send people nasty messages in the DMs like Lore got and like Fosty got, that is not good. That is not a good look. And that is how you're going to drive people away from Kcorp, away from the LFL. And maybe if things get bad enough, if things get crazy enough, if things get weird enough, keep your team out of the LEC. So I hope, some of those idiotic Kcorp fans understand what they're doing. Again, it is not all Kcorp fans, and every team deals with this. Once you get, so big, the more fans you have, the higher chance of having more weirdos and more psychotic fans and stuff like that you have. We see it all over professional sports, esports, all over the place. But these were some stories and some drama that I thought needed to be covered, and I wanted to get some of my thoughts and opinions out. If you're somebody doing this, you're an idiot. You need to stop. You need to calm down. It's not that big of a deal. Fosty, did he do something probably pretty stupid because it was the XL account? Yeah, sure. Lore, I literally don't see anything that she did wrong at all. Yet in both instances, Kcorp fans are, coming out in full force, using their numbers to harass people and make people's life hell on Twitter and stuff. And that's super, super weird, and it's not okay. Now, obviously, I don't know everything they said because I don't speak French, so I can't read a lot of it, and I don't necessarily know what's going on. I can't go through and translate everything. But, from what Fosty and what Lore are saying, they've been getting some not very nice messages, and things have not been going very well. And again, I think that's super weird, and I hope for Kcorp, the organization, the fans, for Reckless, for everyone involved, that this is not something that continues, because it's not a good look for Kcorp, it's not a good look for the LFL, it's not a good look for their fans, and it's only hurting themselves in the long run. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think, Kcorp fans are right, wrong? Do you think Lore's right, wrong? Fosty? I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.